Welcome, everyone, to the Walking Cast. I am your host, Matrixlord212, and I'm with Gloria. What's up, Gloria?
Hello.
All right, Gloria. Your favorite thing?
Um, one of my favorite things.
Yes.
Okay, well, oh my goodness. Aaron, poor Aaron, he lost Eric.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And then Morales was back, and that was so stupid.
That was great that Daryl killed him, and it was like nothing.
I love that, but it was so silly to bring him back just
He's like, yeah, I know who he was. Who cares? Like, whatever. I was like,
I think they got tired of people asking about him.
I think that's why they brought him back, just to kill him.
And also that his family's dead, so it's like, oh my gosh, it's so sad. But at the same time, funny because I'm like mad that he was like wanting to kill or like Rick, and then poosh, it's like yeah. And I love that Daryl. He's so over it. He is so over it. He's like, he kills the guy later too. He's like, he's just over the freaking war. He wants it over. And then of course, thank goodness so far, Shiva hasn't died. Well, we haven't seen that clip.
Well, that's happening soon.
So
that's happening probably next episode.
Yeah, I'm worried about it. Because we haven't got that part where walkers are around her. So I'm worried about that. Mm-hmm. But yeah. But I was upset about Eric, but I know what happens in the comic. So I was expecting it.
I didn't understand. Jesus and Morgan were going at it. That was great.
That was wild.
But who were you rooting for, though?
Morgan, because I am like Daryl. I'm over that crap. I am over.
I was like, "What are you doing, Jesus? What are you doing?" I was like,
"It's like it was so blue because he knows the plan. He knows what the whole thing is to kill the Saviors, get it done. He knows what Rick's plan was. He knows what they all had jobs to do in that plan. Why not bring that up before it happened? Tell them that you're not that you're against it and all that. If something like that came up, why make it happen while they're doing it? Like, don't bring it up while it's happening. It's like, oh my gosh. I mean, I don't agree that he got like felt up by a guy, but I agree with Tara. Tara knew that the guy wasn't to be trusted, and then of course he peed on command. Like forced himself to pee. So
yeah.
Like, oh my gosh.
That was a douche. Now, what about
Joe, have you heard rumors about the mid-season finale? I don't want to say anything about the rumors about the mid-season finale.
I haven't heard the rumors, but I know that Jeffrey Dean Morgan was filming Rampage with The Rock, which is probably why he wasn't around mostly, and also Michonne was filming Black Panther and Avengers, Infinity War, so she wasn't around a lot either.
Yeah.
And I know that next half of the season, Maggie might not be around a lot because of the pregnancy, but it's really that she's making a movie with Mark Wahlberg, and she's also going to be the Joker if they do that Flashpoint thing where Jeffrey Dean Morgan's Batman and she's the Joker.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. But what did you hear for the mid-season finale?
I don't know if I want to tell you because I don't want to spoil it for you. Because what if it comes true?
You can spoil it. That's fine.
It's big.
God.
Okay, anyone who's watching, you don't want to know this spoiler. It might be a spoiler. It's possibly not true because it hasn't been confirmed by the spoiler people. But they say take this as a grain of salt. But a major character dies in the mid-season finale. Supposedly, not confirmed.
Why do you got to kill Carol? Damn it! No.
No, you would know if it was her because I'd be mad.
Who is it though? You know who it is?
I'm mad at this person. The rumor, but I'm not.
Carl?
Yeah.
Carl's gonna die?
That's the rumor. I don't know if it's true. They say it's because Chandler Riggs wants off.
No.
But I don't know.
Is he wanted off or the parents wanted him off? I mean, I know the father is like, they want him to go to college and everything, right?
I have no idea. I mean, they just say that that's the possible reason if the rumor is true.
And he said something cryptic on Twitter that, thank you guys for everything. I'll never have a job where I'm as famous as this. So that it could mean that he's gone.
Yeah.
Rick is
that's the evidence towards it, but I don't know whether to believe.
Is that why Rick was by the graves? Because he's crying? Like that's Carl, possibly?
One of the evidence is that they say whenever he says about, he repeats the Quran saying, like, mercy over my wrath. And that's why, like, if they go with the comic, instead of it being just that he wants to put him in the jail cell, Negan, he puts him in it over his wrath of wanting to kill him for hurting or killing Carl.
Oh, so Negan's going to kill Carl?
That's if that's, like, the theory. Like, you know.
I don't think that's going to happen. No.
I don't think so, because in the comic, he's major. His story, he's, like, more important than Rick in a way. He's, like, the one that takes over if Rick ever dies, because Robert Kirkman, he says that eventually in the comic Rick will die, and then it's actually Carl's story, and
right.
But now the show, of course, you know, it's more Rick's story because they focus on Rick more. I mean, Hannibal, because in the show it's more fun to, you know, because Rick is more of a dynamic.
So character. They may just get rid of Carl.
Yeah, and then have it be one of the reasons why, you know, Rick is so, like, having to fight, like, thinking about, like, either killing, you know, Negan or putting, like, having mercy on him and putting him in the jail cell instead of killing him.
But he gets badly hurt, doesn't he? Or is that just a dream that we saw?
That's like, well, people are wondering whether it's a dream, because the part where his eyes are puffy it's not a dream. It's just a future thinking about that dream, which the dream could be real. We don't know. But it seems like people are wondering if the little baby Gracie is actually the kid in the dream, because she has a rabbit. And they're like, then where is Judith? So people are wondering if Judith died.
But Judith dies in the comic.
Yeah, she dies. She dies not long after she's born, at the same time as Lori.
Right, so they're going to probably kill her off and Carl, right?
Yeah, she gets shot, and then she falls on the baby, and it kills the baby.
But in this case, she's probably going to get eaten by walkers or something.
Yeah, something like that, probably. I don't know. The show is confusing me to no end. Because so much stuff is, like, kind of, I mean, they're staying kind of with the comic, but then there's things that are, I mean, they've always did that. But with this season.
Are they going to do, like, a Sophia thing where, like, she gets bit and she kills Carl by biting him on the neck, and then he has to shoot her, like a Sophia thing, and then somebody else has to kill her?
Oh my gosh, that's possible. I mean, if they do it,
like, in other words, Carl goes to check on her. Maybe Negan had, or like somebody had, and the walker got through and infected her, and then she just bites Carl when he goes to pick her up or something.
Wow, that is a great theory of how it could happen if it happens. Huh. And
then he goes into the house and he sees, like, Carl and her as walkers.
Actually, there's also another possibility. In the comic, there is this weapon that Negan uses. He takes these arrows, tainted arrows, and he shoots Rick with one, but it's not. Well,
maybe it goes to go Carl instead.
Yeah. The arrow, the one that he actually gets shot with, isn't really tainted, but Dwight pretends like it is because he's a double agent. And when he shoots, first he shoots a lot of other people, and they actually get sick and die. Right. And then he shoot Rick with one, and so Negan will think he's actually getting shot, but he's not, and it doesn't kill him. They think it does, though. He thinks it's tainted, and they freak out, but then they find out that he's not. It's not. People are wondering if maybe they're going to give that story to Daryl, since he's been the one sending the messages back and forth to Dwight, and
right.
You know. And that, you know,
I honestly think Rick is immune to the virus.
Yeah.
I think that that all that time in the hospital, they had the cure and they gave him the cure. I think the government gave him the cure. I think that he has the cure in him, and that he can't turn. I honestly think that.
Yeah. And then, like, maybe whenever, like I said about the arrows, maybe one of the arrows that was tainted hits Carl. And he's like one of the casualties of that. and then maybe he bites Judith. So Judith gets, so it's like opposite. You said like kind of the other way, switching it up a little.
Okay.
But this is just speculation because we don't even know if that theory about Carl dying is true. But it's fun speculation.
He is going to college, so that's probably true.
Yeah.
Probably true.
When I heard about it, I was like, please don't let it be true because I'm like crying because I'm thinking about, Grimes.
Rosita's going to die too because Rosita like had a baby and maybe they're going to kill her off because I don't think they're going to do they said they're changing it up. They're not going to do where Eugene's a good guy.
Yeah.
And has a baby with her.
That's why they made him on the bad side now because instead of that, I have a feeling that they're going to get. I mean, in the video game, they have this thing where you know how he's been hanging around with Carol because Carol's like helping out with the kingdom and stuff. Carol, him, whenever they're talking and stuff on the video game, he's talking to her, but she's like looking over, and then Daryl and Rosita come up. And then Daryl starts talking to Carol, and Carol's like not paying attention to Ezekiel anymore. And then all of a sudden, Ezekiel starts following Rosita. So, and you know how in the comic, I don't know if you know, but in the comic, Rosita and Ezekiel die at the same time. They both get their heads chopped off by birds, and they get their heads put on spikes.
Now, isn't Alpha going to be Madison from Fear the Walking Dead?
I actually think so because they have this. I mean, they changed some of her background, obviously, for the spinoff, but there are some things about her that kind of remind me of Alpha. And they could do it, and it could be like the comic, and who actually ends up with Carl. But since they're making Enid be this girl, kind of a spinoff of her and Judith, or Sophia mix, they're going to have like maybe Alicia be part of it, but not together with Carl, especially if they kill Carl off. But Alpha, if she were to cut her hair, and then the Whisperers, what they are, she's the leader of the Whisperers. They wear skin, walker skin, and they whisper. And so Rick, at first, when he first encounters them, he thinks, "Oh crap, they're starting to talk," But it's really just people dressed with masks, skin. And they even hinting at it because they showed that one walker, and I think it was episode 2 of the season, where there was a walker that looks like the skin was coming off. And Ezekiel's like, what befall this creature,
Right.
So, maybe it's the skinning of, the walker starting up with the Whisperers. And then, of course, there's that whole aspect of, the Whisperers being after Negan. So they could be hinting at them now, as early as they are now, to prepare.
Doesn't Negan kill Alpha?
I haven't got that far in the comic to know how Alpha died.
I know Lucille dies. The bat got broken in half.
Yes.
That was pretty funny.
That's going to be funny. But yeah, I have a feeling about that that it could be Madison becomes Alpha, and then she just changes her name.
Right.
And then the whole idea, where she got the idea about wearing skin, is from Nick. Because Nick is all about like covering himself with the guts and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like mingling, like, walking around with the walkers and stuff. And if she were to lose Nick.
Well, maybe she thinks she loses him.
Yeah.
And then they show up later on.
Yeah. And then maybe that will kind of get her to kind of lose her mind a little to where she actually becomes like how Alpha is, like gun hole, like a baddie and everything. So it's like, yeah. And
so
then,
maybe she loses her mind, but then Strand and Daniel and Nick and Alicia show up.
Yeah.
In Walking Dead, and they're part of it next season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then of course with Ezekiel, since Alpha is the one in the comic that kills Ezekiel and Rosita, they'll be in the same place if they're kind of hanging out.
Right.
I mean, he's around the same age as Abraham. So,
Ezekiel hooks up with Rosita?
That's my prediction.
Okay.
That's my prediction. It's because of there's you know.
And Carol's going to be with Daryl, or is she going to be?
I still believe it. I think they're the end game, and so they're going to drag it out. Because I mean, I've never seen a slow burn this long before. But they're still working to that. They're going real slow about it, but it's like they constantly remind you. Like every first episode of every single, they always have a moment.
Yeah.
Always remind you, this bond is still here. That's still important, and they're still to each other, and they mean a lot to each other. That they're most important person to each other, and all that. And they keep even the cast or the actors like Norman and stuff. They kind of play it, kind of trying to not to be too obvious with it, but at the same time, they do say like he's the most closest person to her, and he's like, you know, he loves her more than you know, stuff. Or wait, you know, what was it that he said? It was like,
I lost you. Hello? Zapping in and out there. You there?
He means she's the most important thing to him, and that's why he was so like, I'm going to like lift it up a little because that actually makes it. Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Okay. All right. But yeah, they're just going at it really slow, and it's aggravating. But yeah, I'm still a supporter of her. I'm still shipper. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm kind of predicting maybe episode 10, because episode 10 always has relationship stuff in it.
Okay.
Like Michonne went canon in season 6, and then they had the big stuff with Daryl, like you're on the house.
Right.
Caught in episode 10 of last season. And then this season, maybe. And then, if not, then maybe the season finale. Because that's whenever Rick will probably put Negan in the jail cell if he doesn't want to kill him.
Probably the finale.
Yeah.
Oh, in general, part B.
Yeah. He'll flip out. Because I don't think... Remember how Daryl acted whenever they were going to...
So Daryl and Rick are going to be at odds with each other?
Yeah.
And they're going to turn on each other or no?
No, I don't think they're going to hate each other. They're going to just be, he's going to be disagreeing with Rick about it. And and not be happy about him wanting to keep Negan alive. And because, I mean, look what he did to Daryl. I mean, I wouldn't blame Daryl for
being not. That. Yeah, he's not going to want that. Yeah.
But since it happens in the comic, and they're probably going to go with the comic, that means Rick is going to want to keep him alive. And I don't think Daryl's going to take that easy lying down.
Yeah, well, that's going to be something for next season then, possibly. Maybe Daryl goes off and leaves or something.
Yeah.
All right.
There's always ways to make it more interesting.
Yeah. We're going to have to do more of these walking casts because, again, we haven't done them a lot lately. So hopefully you and I can join up and do this, you know, for the next episode of Walking Dead.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you very much, Gloria. Take care. Bye for now.